Hello, beautiful people. It's the middle of October now, and the first part of the beautiful day. I already had a very nice morning with cold shower, and even though it looks that it's warm now, but actually it's cold, and I am with plenty of layers, and I already baked a tasty apple cake and felt that I want to have this soulful chat with you by the side of our beautiful lake and to really take the advantage of this beautiful weather, because our usual Lithuanian autumns are rainy, windy and cloudy, and maybe it's not the most perfect day to film because it's quite windy, and the world actually often really listens to me when I ask something. It was super sunny in the morning and I was like, please sun, maybe you could just hide underneath the clouds for a while. And it did. And now I asked wind to slow down a little bit. And apparently it also did so. A beautiful collaboration with nature. Thank you very much. And I also, since I love mantras, I chanted a few lines for Ganesha to also remove the obstacles and to make this conversation with you smooth, harmonious, and inspiring. So after uploading my latest vlog, I really felt a wave of emotions and insights. I felt that this topic about the unknown is so deep, way deeper than I even realized, you know? And then some information started coming to me, like the feeling of the significance and importance, that it's almost a crucial part of the shift of the humanity. I saw almost like arrows shifting 180 degrees, you know, like we were constantly moving, living, existing in a direction towards material world. And it was sort of like the foreground, like the number one thing that we believe and that we compare everything to. All the facts, all the physical laws, we thought that these are primal things, that those are like first things, and then that the inside is something that is just reactions to the outside world. And we are in the period of transition that it really needs to change. It's the only way, if we want to evolve further and to reach the level of other civilizations or even of our past, because even in the past, when technologies were not so much evolved, we all had the sixth feeling, we all had a very strong intuition and almost telepathical communication. It was just normal because we didn't have phones, we didn't have, you know, social media. So we just had to feel if it's the right time to visit a neighbor, if there is something, you know, wrong with our family members and that maybe they need help. We all had this feeling inside, and then we just forgot it for a while. And it's time to remember it again. But the only way to really remember it is quite a scary one. It's to release everything we already knew and to really experiment and try to open up for the unknown. To really check what is left when everything else is gone. When all the trees are gone, when us and our family members are gone, what is left then? The energy, the consciousness, the Creator, our souls. As I already read before filming, that the majority of everything what we see is actually nothing. What do I have in mind? Even science now find what Buddhists and all other spiritual people have known thousands of years ago, that if you go to any material thing like furnitures or our bodies or whatever, you just find a huge spaces between atoms that are basically empty. And even if you go into the atom, there's also a lot of space of nothing. And even when there is something, it's more like a wave, like a vibration, and not anything solid. So can you just imagine how different everything is from what we truly believe by seeing through our eyes and thinking with our minds? That it's so much vaster and deeper. Can you, for example, now notice the silence, even in the sounds? Can you notice short pauses between my words? Can you feel these gaps between your breath and between your heartbeats? All the sounds are surrounded by silence, and all the things are surrounded by space and nothingness. We live in such times now that we are overloaded by information. It's just so much of it now. So it's really harder than ever to distinguish it, to choose something for ourselves, to really feel what is ours, what is truth for us, and to make any decisions, to find a direction. And that's why we came to a point that the only teachers for ourselves can only be us, because no one else will know better how you feel good, what works for you. Woo! It's a transition time from mind to heart, to a place where everything has come, everything has started, to a place that we long unconsciously every day, and that longing radiates from every action that we do every day. Even having breakfast, talking to people, everything is from this longing of feeling whole, united again. And the truth is that we are. If we just release that longing, we feel that we are already one, full, connected, loved, and loving. And heart is the place which guides without any instructions and without any guarantees. And whoever is willing to move forward needs to accept that. And that needs to be enough for him to just decide to go, to be brave enough to check out what is beyond all our thoughts, what is underneath any layers that we see or feel, what is behind everything, what is there when we release everything. Then we open a portal of floating energy of this moment, of floating energy of the universe, of the primal power of our highest self, of God. Going to the unknown is actually really finally allowing a very, very wise power and energy to reach us and to act through us. We can finally then be in contact with enormous information, with ideas and creation beyond, way much more beyond than our imagination can ever reach, than our mind can ever reach. It can only come from this higher source. Do you feel it? I really believe that you feel it too, that you always have felt that underneath everything what you see or feel is this all-holding power, is this all-holding and guiding evolution, only way to really go forward. Because I feel that our humanity has reached a line that mind can guide us. It can't guide us any further. Then it only goes in circles and tries to recreate something that mind can only take something that already existed. And only by combining, those details with one another can get something new, but it's not completely new, it's just a recreation of something that already exists. So the true creation really starts when we have this portal open, this connection to here and now, this connection to the unknown. When we really don't try to figure out what is going to happen and leave all the creative space and imagination power to that higher force. And that's why we see so much more and more things happening, like people who say that they are channeling information or that they are channeling music. Actually, that's also what I really try to learn, to relax and just channel the tunes and energies through my voice. That is so inspiring for me and so mysterious to explore. And I know that it might be scary to just surrender to the unknown, because all our mind and instincts are created to really protect us and to guarantee the safety for us. And that means really being able to predict events, to predict things. So we are just automatically trying to avoid anything that is unknown and unpredictable. But I really invite you to try it. And I feel that this topic is even the number one lesson for me in this life. Of course, it's a lesson for everyone, but I feel that this is so strong for me in this lifetime, that maybe it is this lifetime that I can really jump into the abyss and to just merge with the darkness, with the space, with the nothingness and everythingness, light and dark, and just, the unknown. And to illustrate that, why is it so significant for me, I will tell you a little story about a vision that I had in the past, which I have recorded for you a little bit earlier. So here it is. So at one spiritual event, I woke up at the night, sort of from a dream, but I really felt it was more than a dream, it was a vision. Because when I wake up, I still had this super transcendental feeling, and I could see energies all around. I just woke up with a shifted consciousness. It really happened first time in my life. And in that vision, I was sitting together with my husband and with a group of other very spiritual people, somewhere where I felt is not on the earth. It was somewhere maybe on like energetical level already. Maybe it was just our souls. Maybe it was afterlife. I'm really not sure. But I know that God was together and he was like, great job you all did. And you released all the attachments from earth. You accomplished all the lessons you have held for yourself and that I wanted you to learn. And you are so, so wonderful. And I was like, yeah, yes, of course, we can do whatever. We are so free. And then he was like, okay, now you're ready to go further. And I was like, where further? And I saw people standing up one by one and going somewhere, to some sort, a portal or something. And I really didn't know, is it going to another planet? Is it going like to another life? Or is it going to nothing? Like to merging. I know that a lot of people are saying, wow, I want to awaken. I want to, reach God. But when you really go that far, where reaching God really literally means dissolving and becoming nothing, you don't know if you will be in this eternal bliss or you will just be nothing. So at that moment, that was exactly what I felt. I was like, what? I want to know. And I was like, started panicking. And at that moment, I felt that I am falling down. That whatever the place was, I was falling down from it, back to earth. And yeah, I woke up in my body. I woke up in my body all crying, hysterically crying. I felt so confused. I felt that I was left out. I felt that I failed at something. And I had this last step. And I didn't go there. So that's why I feel so strongly in myself that in this life I came to make this step, to trust the unknown, to jump to this abyss, to let myself not know, and let the chaos be my teacher. And I got a lot of confirming signs during my own life as well. If I go to Lila game or to just draw like oracle cards or any other like foreseeing about the future, or when you ask questions, I always get the same answer. Just surrender, just let yourself not know, just trust the process. And I'm like always, but that's, the main thing of my mind. It wants to know. Like all my life, most of my struggles actually came out from this wish to know, like a very, very strong wish to know. Massive analyzations and massive overthinking, it didn't lead me anywhere. And all those breakthroughs and almost ascension moments only came out from very deep meditations and connecting to the unknown, connecting to the source. So I really want to wish, and I hope that I inspired you to try it out, to really try to apply this idea to your everyday life. What if you don't plan anything, all small details? What if you try to release control? Let's make it a task or a challenge of one day without thinking. If you have any particular plans that you need to make, you know, to prepare for the day, maybe do a shopping list or whatever. Let's make it that you only can plan and think about it when you decide the exact time. Like you sit down and you plan something and then you release all the analyzations. If thoughts come to you, that's okay. You welcome them, you observe them and ignore them. The main point and the task is just consciously not to get involved into, you know, like inner conversations, analysis, predictions, something, you know, still chewing, you know, something from the past, or writing scenarios for the future. Just don't do that. If thoughts, you know, are like buzzing, like in radio, just something random, let it do its thing, because our mind is like that. It's like a radio and it just has to do something all the time. Yeah. So try to do that. I have even made for myself in the past like a little contract which I signed and my husband signed like a witnesser. And there was written that me, Egleya, for this week, I even did a week, I will not be thinking, deciding or analyzing any things. And like, yeah, sign, date, and yeah, contract is done. You can try it out as well. It's funny and it makes you sort of play, but also take it more seriously. And why not do a little practice even now? If you are still with me up until this very end, I am so happy and grateful. You are my true friend. So yeah, I have my timer now here and we'll be very quick. We will have 1 minute, so don't run away. Just invest it for yourself. It's better, you know, to feel it and try it once than hear about it for thousands of times. Then it will really embody into your whole being and into your life, and then you can much more easy just use it in your any moment of your life. Now for 1 minute we will try to not to think. It's not stopping your thoughts, it's not trying to battle it or, you know, combat with it. It's just observing them as you would be a doorman or doorwoman in some kind of event, and you just stand by the door, you welcome the guests, you say hi, and then you just watch them walk away. So okay, are you ready? The timer starts now. Try to notice the space and the silence and nothingness that I mentioned before. Concentrate on this. If you start thinking about something, just come back. And we're done. So how was that? What did you notice? Is it hard to be the master of your thoughts, the owner of your own headspace? Or is it taken by your mind? So you can really see, you know, the situation that we're all in. That mind is a beautiful thing when it is a tool and when it doesn't try to go to a throne of our heart. So I think this is everything what I wanted to share this time with you. I always feel that there is something more, that maybe something is left unsaid, but as I said, I'm really trying also myself to trust the unknown and trust the process. So if I spoke about this, then it means that exactly these words and ideas needed to be said and shared. So thank you very much for hanging out with me and giving some soul food to yourself, because all our inner energies and cells and everything needs food, not only our stomach, but everything what we consume, the music, the conversations with people, books, talks, podcasts, videos, movies, everything is a food to yourself, which then increases and makes things grow according to what vibration the food was. Like there's a very popular saying, you are what you eat, so it's the same that you are what you consume. So yeah, I'm very happy that we had to spend this time together. And if you have any more questions or topics that you would like to chat about, let me know in the comments, and also share how was the thought observing practice to you, and tell me also if you try the 1 day or even 1 week, if you want, not thinking challenge. And you can even write a diary after this day, you know, like write how you feel in the morning, like the intention that I will not think today consciously, and try to be in that space, you know, beyond everything, and just write all your insights and your experiences in the evening. And it would be very, very interesting for me to hear from you. And also, if you enjoyed this content like this, and yeah, the spiritual inspiration and just sincere being together, I really invite you to join my Patreon family, where we dive deeper to different meditations, different techniques, different topics, and also behind the scenes from all those beautiful video creations that are born with the camera. So have the most beautiful day, and we'll see you soon.